Right, we should be live. Hope everyone is swell. Slushy, welcome to the stream. Samson Higgins, welcome. Trending Tech, welcome, welcome. Just gonna tweet out the stream quick. Just Primary, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I apologize on the background gameplay. Some of you've probably seen it like 20 times, but it is what it is. Yeah, that was my boo ma'am. How's April Fools? Been alright. We did that GTA article, which was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't really bother with April Fools, to be honest. I guess I should say that everything that I do say in the stream will be sincere. It's not going to be like trolling or anything like that. Or is it? No, it won't. It won't. All right, Jesus. Cheers. We'll all sort it out, mate. The idea with because I did tweet out yesterday saying I was going to do a video like just talking about the PS5 Slim, the PS5 Pro, stuff like that. What I think I'm going to do is, if this goes well, or my intentions was to do this stream but do it in a video format. So I was going to record 45 minutes to an hour's worth of talking about the news of the week or whatever, and then put that on as a YouTube live and on podcast platforms. But yeah, because I've not done videos in so long, I just couldn't do it. Econ, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I just couldn't do it. Hope you're doing well, by the way, Econ. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I mean, I've not done videos in so long that I just forgot how to commentate. And after like half an hour, I recorded about 2 minutes worth of video. So I think what I'm gonna do is, if I don't know if there's interest or whatever, then I'll start doing a weekly. Yeah, an in-game weekly. Yeah, I'll start. If there's interest, I will probably do like a weekly mini podcast or something, because I to be honest, at the moment the podcast scene is a bit too oversaturated. I know that obviously you listen to a podcast to listen to people's opinions, but I mean, talking about one topic for over an hour seems a little bit too much for me. So we'll see. I might launch a Patreon and stuff like that or whatever. We'll just see. I haven't been keeping up with anything Call of Duty related. I'm just not interested in it at the moment. Yeah. I think this is the first Call of Duty that I've not played in a long time. Usually I'll stick with Call of Duty throughout its life cycle, but I've not touched Modern Warfare 2 since December, I don't think, which is an extremely long time for me. In-game weekly, end of the week on Fridays, and then you do regular gaming during the week. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. See if people are interested or not, I guess. But we'll talk about the PS5 Slim very soon. Even if it might not even be called a Slim, to be honest. Thoughts on Tez, possible GTA 6 trailer date. What did he say, Jesus? That is, I don't know, it sells well, but McDonald's sells well too. Exactly, yeah. Just because it sells well doesn't mean it's good. Viniac Sony 007, welcome to the stream. Alright. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the PlayStation 5 Slim. I'll touch on the PS5 Pro and yeah. So this might be a very PlayStation well, not even a podcast, a very PlayStation oriented stream, just because there's a lot to talk about with PlayStation. I think Ted said possible June, July trailer. I'll grab the link. I don't know when the trailer's going to be. I'd expect it to be October time, but that's just basing it off previous trailers. So yeah, with the next PlayStation 5, apparently there's been a lot of confusion, but I feel like I cleared it up as well as I could in the articles that I did do on it. From my understanding, what's happening with the PlayStation 5 is that this new model is going to hit the shelves in September of this year, and it's going to hit shelves with about 2.5 million units worldwide. And another 700,000 is going to be the PlayStation 5, the old console. So that's going to be round about 3.2 million units in September. Of course, if getting them on the shelves and them selling is entirely different kind of ball game. But from my understanding, this new PlayStation 5 with the detachable disc drive is set to completely replace the old PlayStation 5 by the end of the year. So the reason why I'm not calling it the Slim at the moment, even though it very well could be lighter, it could be a little bit smaller, but the reason why I don't want to call it the Slim at the moment is because it's going to completely replace the PlayStation 5 by the end of the year. So that means that, well, that means the PlayStation 5 name is going to be free, if that makes sense. So I don't know if it's going to be a Slim or not. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment on what it looks like, if it's going to be smaller or anything like that. From my original reporting, sources said that it was going to be a similar look to the PlayStation 5. So we'll just have to wait and see on how that goes down. But yeah, I mean, production starts this month, so I should be able to see it hopefully by the end of the month. And at the moment, I've only seen some like very rudimentary prototypes, which were just testing the detachable disc drive. It was basically 2 black boxes, just to test out the detachable disc drive functionality, and it worked perfect. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that unfolds. As for the pricing and stuff, I don't have a accurate price at the moment. I personally don't want a PS5 Pro or Slim just yet. They still haven't fully dropped the PS4. Yeah, this was the concern that I've seen a lot of people voicing their opinion about, is that the PS5 Pro cannot drop next year, holiday next year, because the PS4 is still like games are still being produced for the PS4, and the current generation consoles haven't been fully utilized, and this, that, and the other. But I mean, to me, it does make sense. I think that there is going to be a huge demand for a Pro. I mean, they're not going to sell 20 million PS5 Pros or whatever, but they are going to probably sell a decent amount. I can't remember the ratio for the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. But yeah, I think with the Pro, not rely. A lot of people were saying, well, what's the point in the Pro? Is it going to be 8K? Is that what it's going to target? Stuff like that. And to be honest, I think that the Pro model is mainly going to be just looking at locking in 4K 60 FPS, and then maybe there's going to be like a 8K feature or something. But yeah, in terms of the PS5 Pro, I can't say anything else than what I've said at the moment, just because of the number of people who know about it, if that makes sense. It puts people at risk and stuff like that. But yeah, I've seen some skepticism that the PS5 Pro was being confused with the PS6 and this, that, and the other. But I know of both of the code names for each console. I know the specs of each console, the proposed release dates of each console. So I'm pretty confident that the PS5 Pro and the PS6 are not the same thing. I should say I'm very confident in that. GTA 6 did donate $2. Do you think Grand Theft Auto 6 will release on PC and console first? Or do you think it will be consoles only and PC later? Do you also think we can see a VR port with GTA 6? I've got to be honest, in terms of if it is going to release on PC or not at the same time, I don't really know. It would be stupid. The thing that always put me off with doing like podcasts or whatever is that people always take whatever you say out of context. So if I say, oh, I think that it could be coming to PC on day one, then people will run with that and say that you're lying if it doesn't happen and this, that, and the other. So I simply don't know. But yeah, I think I'll be able to talk about the PS5 Pro in the next couple of months, because that's when it's a lot more people are going to be made aware of the console and stuff like that. So then I'll be able to talk about it in more detail. But there's also another piece of Sony hardware that will be released before the Pro that I'm more likely to talk about very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. I can't say anything more. It's not an April Fool's or anything like that, but there is more hardware coming from Sony than what's been reported on at the moment. Can I confirm what Jeff Grubb said about a PS showcase will happen before Summer Games Fest? I'm not sure when the I'm not sure when the PlayStation showcase is going to be. I've only been told that it's going to be around E3, so it's like it's either going to be before or after. It is what it is. Like, I don't have a concrete date. If it's before E3, that would be cool. Sony trying to get ahead of everyone else in terms of announcements. But yeah, I don't know when it is. Sony are very secretive and clever with their announcements and how they hide it from different teams and that and stuff like that. So I simply don't know. Shall we expect a price drop of the base PS5 when this new Sony hardware drops? In of the base PS5 when this new Sony hardware drops. I don't think so. I don't think they'll drop the price. It's gonna be when this new hardware does get announced. It's going to be very interesting to see what the competition thinks of it. I think with the PSVR2, like when those numbers came out this week, like the forecasted 270,000 units sold or whatever it was, like that, I saw that and it wasn't surprising. Like nobody wants. Never mind a VR headset that costs, what is it, $700, but nobody wants VR anymore. I feel like it's almost like a fad that's died out. Well, I've got the Quest 2 and what else have I got? I've got the Quest 2 and the lighter version of the Quest, where you don't need to connect it to anything. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone cares about VR at the moment. Or I think that companies overestimated completely the demand for VR, and now I think that it's a fad that's kind of just died out quite considerably, to be honest. You think the new hardware going to be bundled with Spider-Man 2 both release on the same day, maybe? I think the new PlayStation 5 is likely to be bundled with Spider-Man. I think I did tweet out on Twitter that the sales jump for... I think I said on Twitter the next time they're expecting a huge month in terms of PS5 sales was September, but I checked earlier today and it's actually October, so it's possible that Spider-Man 2 could release in October bundled with the new PlayStation 5, because then they're also expecting a huge increase in November, which of course is because of the holidays and stuff like that, but they're expecting a pretty big jump. I don't know anything about Infamous or Sly Cooper. I mean, to be honest, guys, like when it comes to specific games like that, if I knew of news about a new Infamous game or a new Battlefield game or something, I would report on it through Inside the Game and then likely elaborate on it in a stream or give my thoughts in a stream or something like that. Like I wouldn't just say it on a stream that there's a new Sly Cooper game or whatever. It just doesn't make sense for me to do that. Have we got any Xbox news? No, Randy, I don't. Yeah, I don't really speak to anyone on the Xbox side at the moment. So the new PS5 Pro coming out won't affect the base PS5 price. Should I wait to buy or go all in? I think when this new PlayStation 5 comes out, I think the digital version or the base PS5 will probably be $400. Then I think the disc drive will be an extra $100. Like that just makes sense. So if you want to get a normal PS5 with a disc drive, then it's going to be $500, which is somewhat in line with where we're at the moment. And then I could see like the Pro being $600 maybe. So yeah. Do I think GTA announcement is guaranteed for this year? I don't think it's guaranteed. I think that it's likely that it will be this year. I mean, we know that it's in development. We know from the leaks that it looks pretty good in terms of where it is at in its development cycle. So it's very, very, very likely that it'll be announced this year. But in terms of somebody saying, hey, GTA 6 is going to drop on October 12th or whatever, I haven't had that. The thing that people don't understand is that for a start, if I was to get information like that, I would report on it on Insider Gaming. And in terms of everything that I've reported on, I always require like evidence of claims. So if I get told about a game, I want to see screenshots, I want to see video footage. If somebody has said that they've played a game, I want to see NDA documents and stuff like that to back up claims. And I wouldn't go through all that hassle to then just say, oh yeah, I think that GTA 6 is going to release on October 12th because somebody told me. It just doesn't make sense to do all that work to just say it in a stream. Like, yeah. But the Pro will have a detachable disk drive. If so, the disk drive, it would be $700. Yeah, maybe, Edson, maybe. Unless they do the... Well, for a start, I don't know if the PS5 Pro is going to have a detachable disk drive as well. So, I mean, if it did, maybe the PS5 Pro could be $500, and then with a disk drive, it's $600. And then if you wanted a PS5 with a disk drive, that's $500. So like, there's a trade-off if you want discs or whatever. But yeah, interesting. Do you think we'll ever see a new PSP or PS5 portable console? Says your mom via PayPal donation of $2. I'm not sure. I think the future is cloud gaming for a lot of companies. If I guess if you're hoping for a GTA announcement heading into E3, is I would advise being very cautious, because Rockstar usually announce their major games like GTA on their own in their own time. So I wouldn't expect them to announce GTA 6 during, PS showcase or whatever. I just can't see that happening unless Sony have done some insane deal behind the scenes because of what's happening with Activision and Microsoft. I don't know. Donos aren't popping up for me. Weird. Thanks for the dono. I think that donations are not working in terms of PayPal, but I think Super Chats and members are working. But who knows? Who knows? Any thoughts on COD 24? Not really at the moment, Sebastian. It's a bit too early to talk about that. But I think that the next Battlefield is going to be called in 2024. So it's going to be another nice little battle between probably a Black Ops game and a reboot of the franchise, of the Battlefield franchise. That's what I would assume is going to happen. But yeah, from DICE at the moment, I just want to know what's going on with Year 2. I know that there was some mumblings and rumours of some kind of Year 2 code found within Steam or an NVIDIA driver or something like that. I think at the moment they've only guaranteed Season 5, for Battlefield 2042. So it would be nice if they could come out and say, listen, we're now going to do another 4 seasons or whatever it's going to be. Curious how you got the GTA 6 concept art. I can't say how I got it, but I was sent it. Just like everything else. Like, there isn't any kind of... I don't know, I feel like there's such a secretive... like banned on gaming, not just like insider information, but gaming in general. It's just so secretive, and it's just like somebody told me, you know. It's not as secretive as it's made out to be. Like, yeah, that it's just not. It's not secretive or whatever. Well, I mean, it is secretive, but I mean, in terms of getting insider information, it's not anything special. It's like somebody sent it. I think Battlefield will go back to 32 v 32. Yeah, I think they kind of need to, and I think they've already alluded to that they will be going back. It's like the old DICE team even tested on, I think it was Battlefield, I want to say 1, or it might have even been 4. They even tested larger player counts, and it just they said it just didn't work. So I understand that you've got to go bigger and better with each release, but I don't know. Don't lose that Battlefield formula. That's what 2042 lost. Is it lost its identity? Yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, yeah, you can. It was definitely all right. Yeah, Battlefield 3. Yeah, I thought it was longer than Battlefield 1. Yeah. The stuff they had planned for Battlefield 42, man, it's still so disappointing. I know that people have said that the game's good and that now. I went back to it maybe a week or two ago and had a couple of games, but I just still wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't... I don't know, it's just not Battlefield. I mean, props to the developers, though, for completely doing what they said they would do and support it. But I guess there's definitely a cloud over, like, I know they've announced Season 5, but what does the future hold beyond that? Because I think the timelines would now put it with a Season 5 in 2042, the timelines would put it in line with Battlefield 5's Pacific DLC. I think that was the last one, right? So it's like, well, you really did well on reviving Battlefield 5, in my opinion. So, but then you stopped it around about the same time. So what are you going to do with this game? I think holding... Do you think that accommodating the last gen is holding back game development? Yeah, definitely. I mean, how many SKUs do developers need to work on now? Like, you've got the PS4, you've got the PS4 Pro, then you've got the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, PS5, Series X, the Series S, and PC. So that's 8 consoles, well, 8 SKUs. And then in some cases you've also got the Switch, so it's like, yeah, it's crazy. But I think by the end of next year, I think a lot of that's going to stop. And a lot of people are going to start moving away from past gen. Yeah, yeah. So it's like 9 SKUs, and what we've got to remember is that a lot of the games that are releasing now were developed during COVID. Like that massive shift from to working from home. Of course, at the start of that, it was a lot more hectic than it is now. Now it's a lot more refined, a lot more streamlined. But I mean, developers probably lost easily a good year of development time. Curious, don't you get in trouble for leaking all this stuff? Do they ask you to delete it sometimes? I don't think I've ever been told to delete something. Um, I mean, I guess with me and what I do is that there isn't. Well, there is a defined line in the fact that with my reporting, I never ever report on like I never reveal images, I never show gameplay. I'll have the gameplay, I'll have images on a lot of the stuff that I report on. It's kind of like a written rule that if you, well, for me anyway, if I report on a game, I've got to see it. I've got to see as much evidence as I can to in being able to report on it. Otherwise, I'm leading myself up for a lot of failure in the sense that people could be lying or whatever it may be. But yeah, I've never got into trouble. I've had a few DMCA strikes in the past from like drawing stuff and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I've never been in trouble for leaking. I do speak to PR and stuff, and they might be like, you know, leak sucks and whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. The current landscape with working with media, it's not sustainable, in my opinion. Hey Nick, welcome to the stream. Do I want to jump in our show in an hour? Isn't John like crippled? Isn't he on like? I'm sure I've seen him like he's done in his back or something. I don't know. I don't know. Should I? What are you going to talk about, Nick? Though, because if it's the Microsoft and Activision shit again, no, I can't be bothered. I cannot be arsed. So we'll jump on. Alright, no worries, man. If you ever need me, just give me a call. I mean, I'll come on for an hour if you want, maybe, but... Leaks build hype. There's theories some publishers leak things themselves as guerrilla marketing. I remember the import-export update leaks for GT Online. That reeks of this. Yeah, I mean, the things with leaks is that there's no way for the leaker to know if it is marketing or not, right? So, like, somebody could email me a lot of gameplay, a lot of screenshots of a new game and be like, yo, this is the new game that we're working on, can you please report on it? It's called blah 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 and it's blah blah blah. And because of the way that I do things, I don't, when I'm sent stuff in terms of documents, images, gameplay, I never share them publicly or privately with anyone anymore, just to keep it completely wraps. In the past, when I was starting out, yeah, you would send gameplay to some other leakers or screenshots to some other leakers or journalists or whatever it may be. But what I found is that it just ended up flying around everywhere, so it's best just to keep it all contained to yourself. And I guess because I do that, maybe some PR could look at me and be like, well, he's not going to reveal anything like that, he's just going to talk about it, so then they'll just, I don't know, there's no way to determine. I'm offended. Yeah, but you know what I mean, Nick, right? Like, it's just an added layer of security. Nah, there's no game audio. I don't know what's wrong with it. Were the recent Avatar game leaks meant to be shown in June? Yeah, Ubisoft is ready to reveal Avatar at their showcase. It was meant to be E3, but now it's just going to be their own showcase. I think they've got, yeah, the biggest ones are going to be Avatar and Mirage. I don't think they're going to show anything of Codename Red. And there's also, like, I was told that there's going to be like a revived single player game. But it's not Rayman, unfortunately. I don't know what it could be. I thought we had Trust. Yeah. You know what I mean though, Nick. It's nothing to do with trust, it's just principle. Tom's audio's not loud enough. Everyone says this every stream and it's like, just turn your volume up, dude. I can't turn it up any louder. He usually sounds like this. Maybe I just need to get a better mic. I don't know when the GTA 6 trailer is going to drop. No idea. Audio is fine as long as I don't scream like last time. The glass clinking is my whiskey. But there's no ice cubes left in it now. I don't know an Avatar's release date. I'll have to check back. I think I might have been told it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Warm whiskey, yeah, beautiful. No, this is just some old gameplay. I just couldn't be bothered putting Modern Warfare 2, but like I couldn't be bothered inputting all of the games into Premiere and then rendering it and then putting it on the stream. No, I didn't talk about the showcase stream. I just don't know when it's going to be. I think it's obvious that it's going to be around June, but apart from that, I've got no idea. But Crash, welcome to the stream. I think I get a nuke in this game with a sniper. Yeah, it's not that I don't know much about Battlefield 2024. It's just that it's too early to report on it. The thing with 2042 is that I learned not to report too prematurely. Like with the early 2042 reporting that I did on stuff like I'm trying to think some of the stuff that I said. Like insane destructible destructible environments, insane weather and stuff like that. It's because I had all of the material that showed that stuff, right? So I had all of the stuff that was maybe like a year old at the time, and then things just changed during development. Like there's so much cool shit that they just never did. No, the 2042 leaks were true, but it just changed during development. I mean, the leaked rocket trailer showed, like, potential, if that makes sense, of what it could have been. Yeah, the Discord server, yeah. I mean, like I said, if there's a demand for something like this, then like a weekly talk show or something, and I can maybe get a Patreon going or whatever the cool kids do these days with podcasts, then maybe we could get the Discord going. But I'm just so busy these days. Like just insanely busy. Trying to work on different ideas and businesses and whatever else. I just don't have time to even get involved in anyone else's Discord, never mind my own. They were fun times though, definitely. I think we'll get a jetpack card in the next 5 years. I'm not sure, no, Joker. I always said that I don't think we will again because of Warzone. Because like the integration would be completely destroyed, right? And keeping boots on the ground is just easy for that integration. But maybe they're looking at Warzone 2's recent unsuccess, should we say, and maybe thinking to themselves, well, it's time to change up the series again. I really enjoyed Advanced Warfare. And Black Ops 4 was alright, but Advanced Warfare, the movement felt so much more fluid and better to me than Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4. We've been up for 45 minutes. But I think that Call of Duty 2024 is going to be past gen as well, which is just insane to me. But the thing with this integrated engine, so all the Call of Duties are now on the same engine, is that they could probably just carry on pumping past gen games for as long as they need. Karimovic, I can't answer that. All I can say is that it's new hardware. What I'll do is that I'll wait for this detachable disk drive thing to come to fruition in terms of maybe even more journalists reporting on it, or even Sony themselves confirming it or whatever, and then I'll talk about the new hardware. Because like, there's a lot of stuff at the moment that I've said about Sony stuff that just hasn't, even though I've reported on them, it's just not come true yet. So there is like skepticism from a lot of people, like, well, you said this about the detachable disk drive, that's not happened yet. You said that they're planning on what else did I say? A new headset, new wireless earphones, PS5 Pro. Like, none of those things have happened yet, so I've just got to wait for a little bit. Here, the ice cubes. And I guess just reporting on so much all at once is putting people at risk. So I've just got to hold back a little bit. Even though I got what did I did report on the DualSense Edge controller, like, I don't know how many months before it was officially announced. And I also reported on the PS5 7.0 update like 6 months before release. And news on Star Wars FPS, sorry if I already asked. Oh, you mean from Respawn? No, I've not heard anything from on the Respawn side as of yet, which is unusual. I'm interested on leaks outside of gaming, such as movies or electronic industry. Movies is pretty over, like, saturated in terms of leaks, I feel, and I kind of feel that's the same way for electronics and hardware. Like, I would do hardware if it was gaming related. Well, I am doing gaming hardware, but like stuff like graphics cards and stuff like that, I don't know. Maybe I will at some point if I ever get any kind of sources or whatever. How do the profit margins compare between successful website like Insider Gaming versus successful podcasts, for example? I'm not sure, Dreamwalker, because I don't know what a successful podcast entails. I mean, to be honest, at the moment, I don't know what a successful website entails, right? Like, we've had Insider Gaming now for 7 months. I mean, we're doing all right. We're doing well. We're getting between 1 million and 2 million clicks a month, which is nice. It's sustainable. It's doing well. We're starting to see a steady influx of revenue and stuff like that. But in terms of podcasting leaks and stuff, I don't know how well it does. I just don't. But we're doing all right. I would like to do a podcast and get another revenue stream from doing what I do on this side of things, but I don't know. That's the problem. It's like, I know that there is other insiders out there, or leakers, or whatever you want to call them, that do the podcasting leaking stuff. But it's like, to me, being super chatted, being super chatted $5 and someone asking about, let's just say, we'll just use the PS5 Pro. So, for example, if I knew that there was a PS5 Pro and I didn't report on it yet, and somebody super chatted me $5 and said, "Do you know anything about a new console?" and I just all of a sudden went, "Oh yeah, I do. There's a new PS5 Pro coming out," and then everyone reports on it, and it gets all these views for everyone else and blah blah blah, and you get a little bit of credit on the side. Like, that it doesn't make sense to me to do that. I would rather report on it on a website that's seen as a lot more reliable to the industry at the moment, which I think is probably going to change over the course of the next couple of years. But But that $5 that I could have just mentioned the PS5 Pro, that's then turned into, I don't know, like $1,000 by reporting on it via a website, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I don't know. VGC started a new podcast. It's not live format. Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna do with this video / stream. Is that I wasn't gonna do it in a live format. I was gonna do it like 45 minutes to an hour, just a video, just talking about everything that I wanted to talk about. Then I was gonna put it live on YouTube, so everyone could watch it live. And then when that video concluded, I was then gonna upload that to YouTube as a standalone, and then upload it to podcast networks as a standalone, and then do the end part of the stream as like a Q&A or something. But yeah, I've not done a commentary in so long that I just couldn't do it. Like I recorded 2 minutes of audio and it took me about 35-40 minutes. Yeah, I think the last commentary I did was Dead Island 2. But maybe I shouldn't even do something like this. It seems like there's not that much interest in it. So maybe I don't know, man. Unless me tweeting about it on April Fools was probably not the best idea, right? Yeah, maybe I just need to do it like that, but have somebody else as a co-host or something. It's easier to bounce off each other rather than just do it as one. As one solo person. Prefer to peep the site, then everyone credits you as a source. Yeah. And like backlinks are so important. Backlinks are just so important when it comes to a website. Like for us as an independent website, I think we've probably grown than most people would in this time frame. Like if you launched a website now, even if you had 5 full-time writers or 10 full-time writers and you did everything by the book, so you didn't have any leaks, you wasn't a part of a network, you was completely independent, you wouldn't get anywhere near what we have already. Yeah, I could do that, Crash. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Very interesting. Well, my thought was just to elaborate on so if I broke a story, for example, the PS5 Pro, the idea was just to elaborate on it, maybe say why I could only say what I said and stuff like that. Big Walrus, welcome to the stream. Pretty cool SEO hacks with Chat GPT-4. Yeah, I know, but the thing with websites is you need backlinks. Like, you can be the best SEO person in the world, but if you don't have backlinks to increase your domain authority, you're never going to be viewed on the Google page, right? And how does an independent video game website get backlinks these days? Like, every website that's on the front page has been around for, I don't know, 10 years. Oh, here we go. Maybe the donation thing will work now. Maybe. I'm trying to see if the super chat will come up on the stream, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. Damn. Oh.
Have you heard anything about the PlayStation showcase in the coming months?
Shake, thanks for the $5. I've only heard that it's going to be around E3, which to me, like, hearing that, I wouldn't do a report on it or whatever. I've of course only just mentioned it now, but I don't have a concrete date or anything. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be before or after or when it's going to be, but I've heard around E3, so yeah. But I appreciate that. Thank you. That was the screen you was talking about, yeah. Hey. Deviations Game Studio, new games. No, I haven't heard of anything junior. Been a min since I heard it curse stream. I can't remember what it's called. Look, I'm just searching for it quick, and I'll let you guys search for it just so. Actually, well, I'll put it in the chat. I'll find it. Like, this is the best video of that rage ever. I watch this like every couple of months, but people still think that it was real, but it wasn't. I even said before I did it, I'm gonna fake it, but people ran with it. Yeah, please Cam, yeah. Great banter. Damn. Yeah, it was just some woman walking past, and like as I did it, I just seen her turn and look at the house, and that was it. Any questions you would like to ask us? I don't know. I'm trying something new. No. I think I'm gonna end the stream in a minute or two. I wanted it to be around an hour. So, yeah. I wonder if I did a stream. If I did a stream and leaked like the new PS5 hardware, how well it would do. How many concurrent views do you reckon we'd get? Yeah, I need to start streaming now. I mean, at one point I was streaming every couple of days. I don't think it was weekly, right? GTA and Battlefield seems to be where all the hype is, yeah. Yeah, Crash. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Right, we're gonna end the stream. But I appreciate everyone stopping by. I guess I've just got to figure out what to do. Damn. Alright, guys, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go and watch. I don't know. Watch something. Alright, guys. I'll see you all in the next stream, which will probably be in another year. Peace.